Nicole in Maryland, welcome to the Atheist Experience. You are on with Jenna and Matt, and you think we're wrong and that Jesus is important. So here's your opportunity to convince us.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
So Jesus is important, huh? Hello?
Hello? Nicole?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the air.
Okay.
You want to present your case?
Sure. Why do you hate
Um,
Jesus?
Well, I thought you had a case to present, which was
I
that
do.
Jesus is important.
Okay.
Do you actually want to have this conversation? You sound
mean-
like you're resentful of being here.
I couldn't.
I want to know why he hates Jesus so much.
Oh, I don't hate
Why are you
Jesus.
guys
I
such?
don't hate.
Don't. So, okay. So then, tell me.
I don't think. Okay.
Wow.
I don't hate Jesus because I don't think Jesus exists.
Don't. Okay. And why?
Because there's no
Wow.
evidence that Jesus exists. Just now,
That's-
maybe he existed once upon a time, but I don't hate him. I just don't think that he's a divine creature.
You ever know if he? Right, but he was gone way before we even were here on the planet. So I'm not understanding how you can even judge a person.
Well, I can only judge what's written in the Bible because
He brings happiness and love throughout your life, and you just sit there and you're a jerk.
You seem to be
you
taking
don't
this
even
very
know if
personally.
he exists. Yeah, I am.
Okay.
May I ask why?
Yeah, talk to Jenna because clearly I'm a jerk, and all I want to
I've
know
been
is
through a lot in life, and God has been there for me, and it's just very powerful experiences. It comes from the heart. It's not like things you can say in word. It's just in the heart and how it makes you feel.
Okay, so I can understand that this
Right.
Jesus idea of Jesus or evidence of Jesus, or this brought you some solace, right? Some peace, some.
I wouldn't be here without him. Sure.
Okay, so what if I were to tell you that may not have been? What if it wasn't Jesus? What if it was you? What if it was a combination of?
I agree with you because I don't.
Well, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not making any statements. I'm literally just asking.
No.
Well, no. Hold on. You're gonna mute for just a second. What I'm saying is, I'm not trying to tell you anything. I'm trying to get you. Oh, did she just hang up?
No, it's muted.
Okay. I'm just trying to get you to consider the possibility that it might be something else. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not telling you that in any way. All I'm asking is for you to just consider for a second that it may have been something else. And if it was, I just want to know your perspective on that. That's all. Oh, so sorry, you're unmuted. Trying to unmute you. Sorry.
I don't know. I would like to know what that would be like.
Well, so can I make some suggestions of possibilities?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Yes.
So I used to think that Jesus was doing the same things for me. For my whole life, I thought that Jesus was there to protect me and to hold me, and that he was what was getting me through the hard times that I was experiencing. But then after just a bit of time and a bit of exposure to just different ideas, I came to the conclusion, and you don't have to come to this conclusion, I came to the conclusion that it was myself that got me through that. And so that's just one possibility. What if that was true? What if it was you that got you through your hard time, and that it was you that was comforting yourself? What if? That's all I'm asking.
I do. I agree. I do.
So what I wonder, Nicole, though, is Nicole, I wonder, are you familiar with Dumbo and Dumbo's magic feather?
Yes.
Yeah, so they gave Dumbo this magic feather, except there was no magic in the feather. Yeah. The magic was in Dumbo the whole time. So how do we tell the difference between how can you or I tell the difference between whether Jesus is helping you or whether you are helping you and crediting Jesus? How do we tell the difference?
I don't know. And
I don't either, but you're the one.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Nicole.
And I'm right. I'm just saying I'm halfway.
Nicole, what I'm saying is you called in to ask why I'm mad at Jesus, why I hate Jesus. And now you're saying that you don't know how to tell the difference between whether you're helping you or whether Jesus is helping you. But you called in and seemed to be convinced that it was Jesus that helping you and that we're just dense for not recognizing this. And now we've gotten to the point, and this is wonderful, that where we agree, I don't know how to tell the difference between Jesus helping you and you helping you crediting Jesus. But at a minimum, can you see why I don't have a reason to believe in Jesus?
Are you done?
Are you going to answer
asked
his
a question.
I mean, like I said, it's either A or B. I'm trying to find that out. The title was to tell you, like, why do you hate Jesus? Because that's what I've heard about this show is you guys don't believe
stop going with what you've heard.
Yeah.
Stop going with what you've heard
I don't know
about this. No, stop. Nicole, listen. Listen, Nicole. Nicole, listen.
I'm listening.
No, you're not. You're talking. When you listen, your mouth is closed. If you are listening to what people have said about the show rather than judging it for yourself, that's a mistake. And if you're listening to what people say about Jesus instead of judging it for yourself based on evidence, that's a mistake. But if you recognize that you can't tell the difference between you helping yourself or Jesus helping you, then you at least should also be able to recognize that Jenna and I can't tell the difference between Jesus helping you and you helping you. I have no evidence that of anything in your life at all. And so if our position is just, hey, I don't believe that there's a Jesus who's actually doing anything to help you, what is the evidence for it? And your response is, I can't present any evidence. I can't even make this decision myself. All I'm asking is, do you understand why we wouldn't have a reason to believe?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, that's really cool of you to be honest. I really appreciate that.
I mean, I do apologize. I'm just trying to let it out there.
No problem. No,
and find out.
All of these conversations are potentially contentious because this is important to you. This is about who you are.
Me too.
Cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So would you like to evaluate how we can know things like that? Because I came to that same point in my journey. I came to discover I didn't know whether to go ahead.
Nope.
So yeah, I came to the same point in my journey where I discovered that I didn't know how to tell if it was reasonable to believe that I did something or whether Jesus was doing it. So Matt happens to be a really good guy at helping people evaluate their logic.
Yeah.
Do you want to start into that?
Yeah. It's because, like I said, I'm halfway. I mean, you can believe in God and you can be X, Y, Z, like whatever. And it's like, you know, I could drive home from work and get in a car crash, or this could happen. And we don't know if God was the one to stop that, or is whoever is there to stop that. It's just, we don't know if it actually exists.
Yeah.
You guys do have a valid point.
So the thing is,
I mean,
if we don't know,
you do.
if we don't know, then I can't believe something unless I have a good reason for it. Now, granted, I don't know if you know this because I don't know if you know this, Nicole, but because you heard about this from the show, I was a fundamentalist Christian, Southern Baptist, walked down the aisle at the age of 5 at a revival, accepted Jesus into my heart, was active in the church, led youth group stuff, was studying with the intention of being a minister when I found my way out of this, when I found out I didn't have a good reason to believe any of this. And for 16 years now, I've been hosting this show, asking people regularly, tell me what you believe and why, present the evidence for your belief. And in the entire time of that show and in the entire history of the world, no one has been able to demonstrate an evidence-based case that there is a God or that there's anything supernatural or that the supernatural is in any way impacting the life we have. I understand that people believe it, and I kind of understand why many people believe it. First of all, it is terrifying to admit you don't know something. It is also terrifying to think, gosh, what's going to happen to me after I die? I don't know. And these religions say I should be this. But if that's the case, how do you pick which religion to follow? Do you seek the best heaven or do you try to avoid the best hell? Wouldn't it be better to say, I can't pick a religious belief because none of them have met their burden of proof. And if there is a God that's going to punish me or reward me after death, why not begin with the assumption that he's going to punish or reward me based on an honest intellectual pursuit of the truth rather than believing whatever somebody told me because I'm afraid? Why would God want you to be afraid?
You know what? What you just said was perfect. And you were absolutely right. I'm just like blown away because like, I mean, God is good, but like, we don't know. How are we supposed to know?
Yeah. And
So,
not to blow your mind
that
completely.
was a great example. Yeah.
I should shut up now, Nicole, but I'm going to try and blow your mind one more time. And that's this. If you bought into the Christian
I'm
God
sorry if
at
I'm
all,
being like you guys, it's cool.
no. If you bought
Go ahead.
into the Christian God, like many of us, like me, like
Okay.
Jenna and everybody else, I believed God was the good one
Right.
and Satan was the evil one, right?
Right.
How did you decide which one was good and which one was evil? Because if God wrote on your heart that he's the good one, then you're going to believe he's good, whether he's evil or not. And if you look at the book, who kills more people? Who does more ridiculous stuff? And in my mind, it's just a lot easier to look at the book and go, this is the mistaken thoughts of men. There's nothing behind this. There's not a good God. There's not an evil God. This is man's attempt to control human behavior, to fill in the gaps in our knowledge, to make it easier to struggle with our mortality and with our fear and with our ignorance. And it did a decent job at some stuff, and it did terrible at other things by sanctioning slavery and misogyny and not allowing women to have property or forcing rapists to marry their rape victims. There's so many things that are problematic in the books. And if there were a God and the book is immoral and people got the book wrong, why hasn't God shown up to say, that's not me. That's not what I said. That's not what I believe. And since no God has come forward to correct any of this, isn't it more likely that we are fumbling through a universe that happened to produce us and doesn't care about us? And it's up to us to care about us. It's up to us to fix our problems. This is why I'm a secular humanist, because even if there is a God, which I can't demonstrate, there's no reason to think that this God intervenes or cares or does anything on our behalf, which means when Jenna needs a ride to the hospital when she's giving birth, it's on me to do that as her friend if nobody else is available. It's not like she can pray and God's going to miracle her ass to the hospital. Even if she was still a believer, that's not going to happen. And so for me, until there's evidence that there is a God, I can't believe that there is one. But I can live a life based on this notion that people are valuable because we share our lives, and what I do impacts you and what you do impacts me. I want you, Nicole, making rational decisions and working alongside of us to make the world better, whether you believe in a God or not. But I don't know how that can happen.
Well, then let's do it. I'm ready.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicole.
Awesome.
Thank
you guys
you.
are great. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
I'm
Nicole.
glad you
Great night,
called.
guys.
Have a
All
great
right, guys.
Sunday.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. You too.